I'm so excited. I think I've told you guys, I've told Maggie also that my kids are a big fan of this show. Unfortunately at school now, but we love the show. We're a big fan of Adora. We're big fan of Mooks. We enjoy it. I know it's Cloud Wednesday today, and I was just thinking about what cloud do I have today.
Now this morning it might sound like it is the jump off, and the reason because we have her in studio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mooks.
Are you a morning person?
Am I a morning person? I think it depends. I had to become a morning person. I wasn't a morning person before. I had to realize that I think as human beings we can adjust. We need to adjust, especially depending on the situation. So I think no, but yes now. I am. Definitely.
Now, because you have to adjust, can you share a pivotal moment in your career that significantly influenced your personal growth and development?
I think for me, coming from the journalism space, I think you mentioned it also. I did radio also at some point. I worked at Fresh FM.
Come on.
At some point. It's exciting to be here in the studio. It feels like I'm back in the studio, but things have also changed since then.
Do you miss radio?
I do miss radio. I think it's just the time because I'm doing so many
other things now.
It's just making the time to do it, but I do miss it. I think I enjoy talking, and I enjoy getting paid to talk. So I think moving from journalism, moving into the corporate communications space was definitely a pivotal moment. It was definitely a shift that I had to change, not only in skills. I mean, obviously I had to do a few professional development courses just to prepare myself to do public relations, but also just a mind shift. When you come from journalism going into the corporate space, you need to change your mindset. I mean, the experience I had at NBC is that you have a diary. There's a diary that comes up and you've got your schedule. This is what you need to do for the day, and you go out and you do your stories and you come back and you file. Whereas in the corporate sense, there's processes, there's procedures, there's things that you need to adhere to, there's people that you need to get approval from.
Regulations.
So you need to shift that mindset also that things have changed. You need to have structure. So definitely was a change, but I think I made sure that I had to get the right grounding, get the right professional development courses. I did some courses with PRISA in public relations, just to get myself into understanding the work that corporate communications does.
Now, you mentioned about getting courses, also being grounded. Are there some mentors in your life, notable figures in your life that played a role?
I think I cannot say by name all the mentors that I've had throughout my career, but I must say a few of them. It's like my mom. First and foremost, my mom has been my biggest sort of mentor, my biggest guide, my biggest advisor, somebody I can go home to and just vent if I'm really having a tough day.
A long day.
Yes, or if I'm having a challenge, I can literally say, Mom, I'm having the situation. What should I do? So I think definitely my mom, and then just throughout my career at NBC, I also had some really good leaders. Had some good bosses that really guided me in terms of what I need to do next. Moving on into the corporate space, I also, because I joined PRISA, the Public Relations Institute of Southern Africa, I also got a lot of got to know a lot of peers within the PR industry. So sometimes you find a challenge or an issue within your industry. You need to also then sort of engage with other mentors in that space.
Now, how has your personal experience influenced your approach to leadership or your role in your industry?
I think being a mom has definitely been a big shift in terms of how I deal with leadership. You need to find balance. You need to find structure. You need to find routine. So I think being resilient, being structured in your approach, I think that was very important in terms of being a leader, is that we're all going through a lot of things. We're doing a lot of things. We're going through a lot of things, but we need to have some kind of a structure, have a routine, balance, structure your day, know that, okay, for this week, this is what my priority is. Okay, my son has this going on. I need to, step back here, maybe work, and maybe need to take a day off just to address whatever it is that needs to be done. So I think from a leadership point of view is really having structure in your life, and also resilience. I've realized that with so much going on, you can't be going to the office and falling in tears and going, you need to toughen up. I have moments where I talk to myself and I say, Joanette, you got this.
Take it on the chin.
Let's do this. Have a moment of woosah, you meditate a bit, and then you proceed with your day.
Speaking about that moments of woosah, what obstacles have you faced in your journey and how did you overcome them?
I think challenges, I think it's something that we can never get away from. We're always going to find
avoid them.
Yes, obstacles. You're always going to find issues like office politics or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think it's just having a good support structure has helped me a lot. Having people around you to just bounce off and say, look, I'm having this big challenge. How do I deal with it? Sometimes we try to solve our problems by ourselves. We've got people around, you've got siblings, you've got uncles, you've got friends, you've got peers in the industry. So I think just having people around me to really help me when I am going through certain challenges has really helped. Another part is also my faith. I'm not somebody that's fully religious, that goes to church every Sunday and things like that, but I am a firm believer. I'm a believer of God. I believe when good things happen or when things happen, I know, this is God.
It's God.
And I think prayer also helps. Making sure that I pray every night, making sure I pray with my kids every night. And sometimes things will go wrong, and it's just to pray and say, God, I'm leaving this in your hands. I've done what I could do up to this point. I'm leaving it in your hands.
Beautiful. Well, I know you have a busy schedule, but before I do let you go, if there's any advice you could give to your younger self, what would that be? And on top of that, if there's any leadership advice you'd like to give to some of our listeners, what would that be?
I think my advice really as my younger self would really to embrace every challenge as a learning opportunity, to never shy away from taking risks. I've come across certain opportunities or situations where you get told you need to do something and sometimes we sort of negative. We try to be negative about it. We don't realize there's an opportunity in that's being presented to you. So really don't shy away from taking risks. Also remain curious and open to new experiences. I think that was also something where it helps me grow, and it helps you grow when you do that. For someone who's in the journalism or corporate communication space, I definitely advise them to build a strong network of mentors. Get people in that space that are also doing something very similar, and talk to them, ask them for advice. And I think LinkedIn has also been a very beautiful space. I get people that inbox me quite often to say, Joanette, I just need some assistance here. Can you guide me? And I'm happy to do that. I'm happy really to share my knowledge, and it's really helps. You realize that you learn something, but they also learn something from you. So building that network of mentors, people around you, get a support structure so that you can move and grow in your career.
Wow. Well, Joanette, I don't know, man. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to speak to us.
I'm so excited. I think I've told you guys, I've told Maggie also that my kids are a big fan of this show. Unfortunately at school now, but we love the show. We're a big fan of Adora. We're big fan of Mooks. We enjoy it. I know it's Cloud Wednesday today, and I was just thinking about what cloud do I have today. So I really enjoy what you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, your busy schedule to speak to us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, well, there you have it. That is us giving you Joanette, a mother of two, a lady that is just killing the corporate world, and of course, most importantly, a fan of Mooks and Adora in the morning.
That was 99FM's Royal Hustlers.
Proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.